But did you know that right now, we might be living through one of the biggest financial shifts in modern history, and most people have no idea it's happening? In fact, the US dollar decline is already starting. The US dollar, which has dominated the global economy, is quietly losing strength. At the same time, oil prices rising, global tensions are increasing, and major economies like China and India are gaining serious momentum. This isn't just another news cycle. It's a shift that could impact how money works in the future over the next 10 to 20 years. Welcome back to the Dollar Pilot, where we break down money strategies, USA, and financial trends that actually matter in the United States. In today's video, we're going to explore what's really happening to the global economy shift, why the US dollar is slowly losing ground, and most importantly, what this means for your money and financial future. Now, before we go deeper, let's understand something important. The global financial system hasn't always looked like this. After World War II, the United States became the center of the global economy. The US dollar became the world reserve currency, meaning countries around the world relied on it for international trade and payments. This gave the US a powerful advantage. It allowed the country to borrow cheaply, print money, and still remain stable because the rest of the world trusted the dollar. But today, things are starting to change. Countries are slowly moving away from depending on the US dollar. This process is called de-dollarization. Well, instead of using dollars, nations are trading in their own currencies, building new global payment systems, and even increasing their gold reserves. At the same time, economic power is shifting. Emerging markets growth, especially countries like China and India, are growing faster than many Western economies. In fact, projections suggest that these markets could play a much bigger role in the future global economy over the next few decades. So, what does this actually mean for you? It doesn't mean the US dollar collapse is happening overnight. Let's be clear about that. The United States still has one of the strong US economy, with leading industries in technology and AI and finance. The dollar is still widely used in global transactions. However, what we are seeing is a gradual shift. Not a collapse, but a global financial shift, a change in balance. And this is where financial opportunities come in. Historically, whenever there has been a shift in the global economy, it has created both risks and opportunities. The people who pay attention and adapt early are usually the ones who benefit the most from these market changes. So instead of reacting with fear, the smarter approach is to stay informed and think in terms of smart investing strategies. One key idea that many experts agree on is investment diversification. But instead of putting all your money into one market or one country, it may make sense to spread your investments across different regions and asset allocation strategies. For example, international markets and emerging economies could offer higher long-term investment growth potential. Some investors are also looking at commodities investment like gold or energy as a way of inflation protection and managing currency risk, but at the same time, completely abandoning the US market doesn't make sense either. The US is still a global economic leader, and it will likely remain a key player for decades. So the goal is investment balance. The real takeaway here is simple. The world is changing and the financial system evolution is happening. You don't need to panic, but you do need to pay attention, because the people who understand these economic shifts early don't just protect their money. They position themselves for wealth growth. So if you're serious about building long-term wealth, start thinking beyond just one country, one strategy, or one idea. Stay flexible, stay consistent, and most importantly, stay informed with financial education, because in a changing world, knowledge isn't just power, it's financial success. And if you want more real, practical money strategies USA, make sure to follow the Dollar Pilot.